So, good morning. We love telling jokes here on the Daily Huddle, but some audiences are not the best to tell jokes to. Did you know that, Tara? Like, for instance, do you know why you shouldn't tell an egg a joke? You don't, do you? No, because just like you're about to do, it will crack up.
Ooh, ouch. Ouch. And I'm all scrambled in my reaction.
Oh, here we go. But just on cue, you cracked up. It was perfect. I feel like that was a lackluster laugh afterwards. Like, not as much as usual.
They're just taking it over easy. Oh, ouch.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Huddle on Wednesday, where my co-host Tara and I talk everything relationships and communication. And today we are talking about responsibility and joy. We've been doing a series on joy, which completed a couple of weeks ago, but we found some new tidbits that we wanted to share with you all today. But before we get started, I wanted to ask a few questions. I'm going to start with Tom. Tom, you're not muted. And so I would like to ask, where are you and what are you grateful for?
Well, I am right here with you all and right here with myself. And I am grateful for this opportunity to start the day to learn and reflect.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah, right here being present. And Chase is on the move, but I'm going to ask him next. Chase, how are you?
Grand Rising.
Yeah, Grand Rising to you. How are you and who are you going to hug today?
I am exactly how I say I am. And today I am open to the possibilities. That's for sure. Who am I going to hug today? You know what? I have a friend that is at the restaurant that I sing at night, and I'm going to go and hug this guy because he's such a great guy. I hug him every now and then. He's like, brother, but I'm going to go to him today. So
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for my next question because guess who gets it? Vince. I haven't seen you in so long. Oh my God. Yay. So good to see you. Yay. Welcome, Vince. What time is it?
What time is it? Wait. Let me. I think, here's what I think. Listen, I've been thinking about this for a long time. I think the time is right now. Yes, the time is. Thank you for asking me. It's a pleasure. I've had this bottled up inside of me for months since I've seen you guys. And I thank you for calling on me. Kathryn, it's a pleasure to see you. Tara Heaton, the amazing Tara Heaton. This is the joy of my life today. Thank you.
Awesome.
Call Disney. Call Disney now.
That energy. Well, here we are now. The stage is set. Joy has been mentioned numerous times. We've got Vince's energy in the room. We are good to go. I love it. I'm so excited for this. So our question today is, what is the relationship between responsibility and joy? And to kick us off, Tara has a few things to say about it so that we can dive into this and talk more about joy.
Thank you so much. I think it's important before we dive into the question, you know how passionate I am about stories. So rather than tell one, I'm going to read one. And the reason why I would like to do that is because we have spent a lot of time talking about joy. And I'm going to first share something with you that I'm not proud of, but this conversation is super timely for me. On Monday, I had the 4th therapy session I've ever had in my entire life. And the first one that I've had in probably 16 years. So not proud of that. And I told my therapist that the reason why I wanted to have a therapist is because all my life since I was a little girl, I've had this little like joy potion in my stomach. I don't know where it comes from, but I've tapped into it my entire life. And right now, it's not the way it usually is. And quite honestly, I miss myself. And I want myself back. I feel like I can still bring it to others in a super authentic, genuine way. But for me right now, I'm just not my very best version of myself, and I want to be. So this got me thinking about how we continue to think about joy. And when I left the therapy session, she said, remember, it's still in there. She said, I can feel it. I can feel your light. It's still there. We just need to dust it off. And so I got to thinking, and it brought me to remembering something that I wrote in my memoir that I'm writing about why we don't allow ourselves joy. And this is what I'd like to share with you. This is an excerpt when I was on an airplane flying to Germany by myself to meet my now husband's family for the first time. And I would like to share this with you and see if it resonates. I'm in the airplane. There are countless things I can choose to think about. I must choose carefully because I don't know when I will have this rare flavor of time again. I decide to explore the feelings of guilt with a smattering of shame. I choose guilt and shame because of what I'm feeling right now. I feel happy. I feel explosive with gratitude. Deep in my belly, it feels like joy is dancing about, ready to share its potion with every creature I encounter. But then I consider being logical, that is, to let guilt and shame extinguish my bliss. I wonder if I'm allowed to embrace these feelings, or are the good woman rulebook demons telling me I do not have permission to feel happy? Are they wagging a finger in my face, telling me I am restricted from joy because the 3 young humans at the center of my world are suffering? Therefore, all allowances of happiness will be granted to those who have done a better job of perfecting their lives. Is goodness defined by our capacity for suffering with no reprieve, no permission to just let the grief hibernate? These nibbling shame demons tell me you have no right to smile broadly, to laugh with your head thrown back, to orgasm, or to allow your spirit to dance across these clouds. I keep watching the clouds. They have endless stamina. They perform a meditative dance that is sensual and proud. From the giant cloud families, I watch fluffy portions partially break away, flutter, and grow. It's as if they are the great manatees of the sky who stretch and glide into freedom while remaining always connected to their home. I settle my chin in my hand and let the clouds speak. I could never disconnect from my family, my home. My children are rooted in all that I do. I owe them only one thing. That one thing is to be the best version of myself I can be. They should see that their mom is a woman who can still stand tall, a woman who chooses to embrace life's challenges and life's offerings with all her might. I don't have to wait until Caroline is cured, Holly is free of anxiety, and Wilson is a sober college graduate. Not only do I not have to wait, I can't wait. I must drink in this life so that I can keep fighting for what I want to change. I am a woman who loves deeply and fights mercilessly. I cannot be that woman if I let guilt and shame tell me to sit down and hide from the sun. I need to fortify myself, nourish myself by devouring joy when I can. As I walk down the jet bridge into the Munich airport, I realize I only know 3 German words: Hallo, Sonnenschein, and Flitzen. I have no need to say, hello, you sunshiny slut. So basically, I'm helpless, but I'm also fearless. So I just follow the confident crowd and trust they are going towards customs. I follow them onto a train. As I decide to exit with the masses, I see it, customs. Some English-speaking German fellows kind of push me along so my illiteracy does not affect the efficiency of this seamless system. As I leave with my freshly stamped passport, my heart starts to beat rapidly. I follow the thinning crowd to an escalator that descends into a new sea of travelers and greeters. Right as I step off the belt and into the crowd, I see him walking toward me. I see the twinkle in those eyes. I feel the urge to kiss the crinkles, but I don't have the chance. Mike gently, firmly puts his palms to my face and pulls my lips to his. He kisses me and I can taste his energy. He pulls back, searches my eyes, runs his thumb over my smile, and then he wraps his arms around me. He pulls me into his chest as I feel him breathe me in and whisper, "My sunshine." Go ahead and hibernate, I say to my grief. Just take a back seat because the next 5 days are about fortifying my soul. I will meet you back in Georgia and we will get back in the fight. But for now, I release my joy potion and spray it all over there is to celebrate in this life, my life. I remembered that story that I wrote after talking to my therapist. And I hope that it helps you to remember how important it is to get out there and grasp joy in whatever way that it is. Not only do we owe it to ourselves, but we need it to be the best version of ourselves. And so, as Kathryn and I were talking about this, it's easy to read. It might be easy to think about, but it's not always easy to truly embrace it. So, Kathryn, let's talk about what our responsibility is to joy.
Well, first of all, holy shit. That was amazing. The way that you read and the way that you write is incredible. So I have to get back to where we are here today because I was with you in that reading and in that journey. And so
Thank you.
what I would say is, well, first of all, thank you for like bearing your soul on paper and then reading it because it resonates so much and it allows the freedom for me to go, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I do. I often like, oh my God, that feels, and then I just pull back. I don't want to go out there and feel that because I don't want the crash or I don't want, or I shouldn't, or the guilt and the shame come in. So I think that's so relatable. And to bring it back to the responsibility, what you did on that plane, and especially when you got off that plane, is exactly what we were talking about, which is, this is my life. This is my responsibility, what I allow to take up real estate inside of my head, you know, and you chose, and that's the responsibility that we were talking about. So this whole topic came from a conversation with Sorrel where, you know, I said, honestly, I can't remember the question, but the answer was responsibility sucks. Like it does. I think I used a worse word or bad word, but I've already used one bad word today. So I'll refrain from that. But, and it's hard, especially the kind that you're talking about, because it's inside your mind and you don't get any like attagirls for it or attaboys. Like when you're inside your head thinking the thoughts that are critical or judgmental of other people or of yourself, like nobody knows until you speak them into the world. So when you go inside and you say, I'm actually taking control of what I'm thinking and how I'm going to be in the world, that's true responsibility. I mean, that's just like a different level for me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, tell us, how do you tap into joy?
Well, you know, I think I'd rather stick almost with how do you keep the guilt and shame away? I think
Okay.
they can be related because you know, to say stop doing that is really hard. You know, I feel like I'm thinking events because of like, you know, the health and wellness. It's like when I say stop eating that bad thing, that's really hard to do because all you think about is that bad thing. But if you say, I'm going to fill up my space and my meal plan and all of that with something, or my mind with good positive thoughts, that's easy to do. That's an active thing that I can do to bring
I
that
love
in.
that. Yes. Not don't do this, but do this. So give it
Right.
an action instead of a deprivation.
Right. So, you know, I mean, honestly, joy for me comes in so many different ways. The biggest learning that I've had lately, especially on our journey with joy, is to not judge what joy looks like. Because sitting down in the grass outside for 5 minutes can be joy. And that sounds like, yeah, people can really relate to that. I'm trying to think of something lately that's like, that wouldn't be somebody else's joy, you know, because it's not always like rainbows and ponies, like going on a beautiful nature walk, myself meditating and, you know, like, sure, that brings me joy, but can I like get there? No, sometimes I have to do the easy and laying on the couch. We've talked about this. 5 minutes of laying on the couch. I don't know why that just brings me so much joy. My whole body slows down. that's probably the one that I go to. It's my easy go-to these days.
Do you think that I have the right words around why we don't allow ourselves that? Like I had this insecurity for a lot of years when I was in a community and there was all this trauma in my life that I'm thinking that everyone else is thinking. If I lived her shit show of a life, I could never smile again. Like, it's almost like, how could I possibly allow myself to be happy when people that I love are suffering? And that will be until the end of time, that people that we love are suffering. It's not special to me or to you.
Yeah.
People that we love are suffering.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you my answer, and then I do want to go to questions because I feel like in the room we've got some really good, juicy commentary, especially after you read your excerpt from your memoir. What I would say is I don't think I've ever heard another person say that out loud about another person, that you shouldn't feel joy because of the suffering you're going through.
There.
I think that's an internal conversation that not only you, but many of us have. And when we have internal conversations, we often layer them onto a face outside of us, give that to another person's voice. So it sounds like other people saying it to us. So we imagine that people would say to us, how could you possibly smile? But all I can imagine, all I've heard from people is, please smile, you deserve it.
Yeah. Thank you. You're so wise.
Well, I did choose you as a friend, so I can't argue with that. All right, let's jump in here. Cece, you had your hand raised.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Excellent writing. I love it. The way I experience joy is, joy is more than just a happy feeling. It really comes from me, from God. And knowing and trusting and experiencing God in nature, in being gratitude, in changing my mind. Because you know what? I'm counting the adversity as joy. Okay, there's something funny in everything. So any adversity that shows up, I'm looking at trying to laugh at it. Because if you think of it, it's just a temporal situation. And I can always make something funny out of anything. So I'm looking at how I'm responding and how my heart is. So joy can be created anytime. And it's wonderful to be able to create it with another human being that you care about and that you can embrace and love. So today, I'm experiencing joy every day, no matter what it looked like. So thank you so much for the topic today. You guys are such wonderful communicators, and I love y'all. So I'm passing.
We love you too. Thank you.
Cece,
Great
so
reminder.
well said that you can find joy anywhere in any situation. I love that. Sorrel.
Good morning, Tara and Kathryn. Thank you. You've extended a bold invitation, and I'm making the invitation you're extending up because that's what's there, right? And the invitation for me is to consider that maybe joy isn't a feeling at all. Maybe as a human being, there are chemicals that courses through my veins, hormones, whatever they are, and in any given moment, I feel the way I feel. And so what I'm getting from this for myself, Tara, is that when I'm responsible for my life, maybe my new definition of joy could be in any moment of my life, regardless of the feelings I have, I could be sad, yet by taking responsibility in that moment, I'm generating this new kind of joy that's not a feeling. It's this new kind of joy of being like settled.
Yes, accepting.
Settled in who I say I am. And darn it, there's shit all around me and I'm responsible.
See, this is why I don't need a therapist. I have y'all.
Oh my God, I love
Beautiful.
that.
So impassioned.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's, I'm
Sorrel.
gonna take that
Yeah.
in.
What'd you say, Tara?
I'm going to take that in and apply it. I struggle with that. I'm just like such a fighter that when I'm peaceful and accepting, yeah, it's a different kind of joy. So more meditation in my future. Vince, I'm so happy to see you. I have missed your energy more than I realized until you popped on the screen. So what's
Well,
on your mind this morning?
Well, thank you. It is a pleasure. I received an incredible phone call, surprise phone call yesterday during one of my coaching sessions. You know, Tuesday nights are our coaching sessions. And I was on a coaching session and my phone rang and I saw the name of Sorrel and Stan. They left me an incredible voicemail. I wanted to take the call, but I was right in the middle of coaching, so I couldn't take the call. And I said, I am going to call into the Daily Huddle today. And what a great show I decided to call into, because number one, Tara, you are an incredible writer. I don't know how much writing you've done, but man, listening to you articulate and create, and the story that you wrote as you were on that airplane was just incredible. So I just, just keep writing. If that gives you joy, keep doing that.
It does.
Then you need to do more, because that is just, I mean, I really enjoy hearing what you have to say. Number two, I'm a big fan of Simon Sinek, and I saw a reel that he made on the brain is incapable of not thinking. So like if I say, don't think about elephants, you can't do that. As soon as I say, don't think about elephants, you're thinking about elephants. And so if there's something so if you want joy, what you have to do is focus on, and I think Kathryn said it, focus on what you do want, not what you don't, because the brain doesn't know how to turn stuff off. He gave the example of a skier trying, these hot dog skiers that will ski in between trees. It's crazy. If we see them, we're like, oh my God, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree. And if you think don't hit the tree, you're gonna hit the tree. What they're thinking is, I gotta hit the space, hit the space, hit the space. The brain has to focus on what you want, not what you're trying to avoid. The third thing is, obviously, I talk a whole lot about food, but stress can kill you just like bad food can. And what you're talking about with regards to joy, what I hear is the need for all of us to come up with something for stress management. Because when you carry around whatever the opposite of joy is, pain, anguish, turmoil, that leads to stress. And we all know stress can kill you. So it's almost imperative for our own longevity to come up with whatever we need to in order to manage stress. Meditation is wonderful. Find some guided meditation. I like this Waking Up app, is really good. I've tried Headspace for a while, but going through something that can help you to get, and Kathryn just laying on the couch, right? Find whatever it is for you. If you can get outside in nature, if there's a stream nearby and you can hear water go, whatever, a park, whatever it is for you to come up with healthy processes to unload that stress. And that is one of the keys to longevity. I could talk a long time, but I can't. I'm going to let you guys go. I actually have a live presentation at 9:30, but I just had to come on and say hello to you guys.
Thank you, Vince. Thank you so much.
Great.
I really appreciate it.
Wonderful to see you.
It is. And before we go on, I just wanted to highlight one thing that Vince said is find the easy end. That's what laying on the couch is for me. Because sometimes I find I've got to get myself to relax, but I don't have the time to go do all the things, to meditate for 20 minutes. But laying on the couch can be an entry point that can help lower just a little, because otherwise I make up I don't have the time, I can't do it, and there goes the whole day, and I haven't done anything to settle and relax. So that's what I would add to that. Thank you so much, Vince. Love seeing you. Have a great presentation. And Rashida, so glad to see you today.
Good morning, my Daily Huddle family. Thank you so much, Tara and Kathryn, I'm telling you, I look forward. Right now, I am on the highway, but I park in a rest area just to finish my 30 minutes of my daily huddle.
Oh,
Tara, I really appreciate you reading that. It's took me back on my way to China in 2019. Trust me, not have no idea of the language. Went there to study a seminar of 3 weeks up into the mountain of Guangzhou, China. And trust me, I was like, how I'm going to go through custom, I'm going to, and eventually I said, oh, I can do this. If I got this far of 20 hours plane flight, I can do this. And when I got there, the people who was doing the seminar or the workshop, they was at the airport waiting for me inside the airport. So I was like, and with my name big on there, and I was like, with a big smile, don't know these people from Jack. But it was so amazing because my mindset was, I'm going and get all the information that I can get from the education. And trust me, being happy, being content is like my grandkids ask their mommy, my daughter, Nana never stops smiling. She go to sleep smiling and she wake up smiling. What it is, he says, Nana is always happy. Always happy. I don't care what anyone wants to do. They can mash me, they can cross cut me, they can do anything. My smile is my giving right. And I'm being happy all the time. And with that, I'm out, but I'm still smiling.
oh, thank you, Rashida. Thank you.
You're a fighter like me. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and we've got just a couple minutes left, but let's see. We still have Chase and Carmen. Chase, tell us.
Wow. So much was said. So much was said. I love it. First of all, Tara, if you don't finish that book, I'm coming to your house.
Right?
I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you. And secondly, please don't ever let anybody else read the book but you. Your voice is very, no, I'm telling you, I mean, I'm a voice artist, so I read for people as well, but you need to use that voice that we heard for the book. We'll talk about that again. Anyway, you know, I forget where the saying comes from, but the saying is, and you can insert your own word, if you fight for your blank, you get to keep it, or you get to keep them, right? So if you fight for your joy, you get to keep it. If you fight for your demise, you get to keep it, right? I heard that in my head 8 million times after I heard it that first time. And I think a large portion of joy in my life comes from nature. And I would love it when Vince said that, because nature gets through all of it every day. It's like the best teacher ever. I'm a tree hugger. Someone taught me about that a long time ago. I have 2 trees that I hug in Central Park. I go there all the time. It's an amazing thing. But I really think that the people who are not in joy the most are the people who are fighting for the non-joy times. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go such and such. A friend did it last week. He said, Chase, I'm going to this audition. If I don't get it, I said, hold on. You're going to the audition, but if you don't get it, why did you say that? You know, I just want to prepare, you know, because I get my hopes up and then I get let down. And we had a whole 50-minute conversation after that. It was unbelievable. His mindset changed. He booked a gig. He said, if I didn't talk to you, I wouldn't have booked that gig. I was like, but you chose it. I didn't choose it. He was like, yeah, but I spoke to you. And then something happened and da-da-da-da. So that sentence, I'll end with that again. If you fight for your insert word, you get to keep it. It's a seamless algorithm. With that amount.
Love that. Thank you, Chase. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Carmen.
Hola, hola, everybody.
Hola.
Wonderful, wonderful topic. Wonderful, wonderful. As Rashida and Chase say, the whole word I was about to say, one and the other. That is amazing. It means that we have some connection, because I from the topic, those I want to say, because we are almost on time, that I have all the reason to be in my life, all my life sad, because I wasn't raised for my mother, for my father, for nobody belonged to my family. But you know what? Since I was a little girl, I said, God, I choose to be happy and make people happy around me. And thank God, wherever I go, I make somebody happy without an hour.
Feel it.
Carmen, thank you. It is a choice. It is a choice that we can choose.
That's our responsibility, right? That takes us right back to the question.
It does. And I know we're just a minute over, but I'm going to give you this. And Tara, I'm going to shift up a little bit based on where we've gone today. I'm going to give everybody here a challenge. Anybody who listens and anybody who's on today, think about the way that Tara described this, and she had to take care of herself. And she realized that what are 3 things you can do? And you get to choose whether it's 3 things this week or 3 things every day where you choose you. You choose to take care of you in a healthy, productive way so that you can take care of yourself and be the best version of you. Okay. And we are going to hold you to that. We are going to mention that next week when you all come on here. So think about that. What we focus on, that's come up several times in people's comments, what we focus on grows. You have to focus on the space between the trees. So focus on how you can treat yourself with loving kindness this week. Okay. And we will bring it back up next week. And now we're going to close. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Tara, for sharing your soul and your heart and your love and your writing. And we're going to close out with the 7 tenets. Tara, take us away.
Well, I must start with love because love is probably the root of joy. So keep loving and do it generously. Give with all your heart, your spirit, your mind, and take care of yourself. That means to let yourself laugh with your head thrown back. Let those endorphins fly. And to keep that spirit about you, let's make sure you're getting your rest, get your sleep every night. Do whatever it takes to power down, get your sleep, which will help ease your stress less, fill your body with plants, and then you will be in the best space to make sure that you're able to keep on moving that body. So much love to each and every one of you. Thank you for being my therapists. Until next time.
Thank you,
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
One love.
Thank you, family.
One love,
Thank you.
guys. One love.
Love you all.
Thank you, Terrell.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Love you. Bye.
Bye.